Fresh from the showcase here at SwissWatchExpo, back with another Omega video. This one, tale of two extremes in the Omega line, possibly the largest Omega we've ever had in our inventory and one of the smallest. But they're both incredible, and I'm going to tell you why right now. One of my favorite things about the Omega line in and of itself is just the sheer variety that you can get across a number of different lines and a number of different models within the brand. Of course, you've got your Speedmaster, you've got your Seamasters and Aqua Terras, and you also have a huge variety within each of those lines, coming with chronographs, GMT complications, annual calendars, what have you. The fact is, Omega is not a very rigid brand. They make a plethora of watches across a variety of different sort of disciplines and different complications, and it's at a very competitive price considering some of their competition in the industry. A great highlight of this example, though, is just the sheer difference in size in some Omegas. We thought it would be kind of funny to exhibit sort of these two extremes here with a ladies Constellation and a men's Aqua Terra, a pretty obscure Aqua Terra model at that. We'll start with the Constellation, which has been the flagship of their ladies line for as long as I can remember. This is a wonderful looking Constellation Iris edition, and the Iris actually refers to the fact that the diamonds in the dial are, well, not actually diamonds, but multicolored stones, so different precious and semi-precious stones that have this wonderful rainbow effect within the dial. The Constellation line is available in men's and women's sizes. Not really the most heralded or the most collectible of them, but what's interesting is the Constellation as a line has been around since 1952. So again, while it's not as collectible or really as appreciated as a lot of the other lines, doesn't quite have the history, it is in fact as old and as storied a line as really just about anything else in the brand. But of course, back to this watch, this is a wonderful stainless steel version of the women's size at 22.5 millimeters. It is a very, very classically sized sort of cocktail watch. Although the shape and the design of it is very much a departure from other cocktail watches that you might be familiar with. The sort of bezel design here with the little, I guess, sort of steel borders on each side around the crown and matching on the other side gives it kind of a sporty shape, even though this is a mother of pearl cocktail watch with a diamond bezel. Also very sporty type of bracelet construction you'll see here with these lateral links and then smaller pins that sort of run the whole diameter of the bracelet. And of course you have this wonderful clasp action here, the sliding clasp action that I think was also on the older Speedmasters. This is very much a holdover from that. This is an incredibly unique watch, and while it is a little old-fashioned in its sizing, that's one of the great things about Omega is just the sheer variety. They do make larger ladies watches that are a little more contemporary, a little more modern across some other brands, but the ladies Constellation is still the flagship of their ladies line, and it's still incredibly popular and an incredibly aggressively priced considering you're getting a mother of pearl dial with a variety of stones and a full diamond bezel. This is definitely an incredible value, an incredible gift, or a great way to start a Swiss watch collection for any lady who might be a fan of Omega or a fan of watches with diamonds in them that aren't too terribly expensive. Now to the next one, which is, this is a piece that has always puzzled me, and that is the Aqua Terra XXL. And they call it XXL because the dial or the case itself is a massive, a whopping 49.2 millimeters in diameter. It is an absolute monster. For good and bad, it is an absolute beast and will definitely have the kind of wrist presence that really I have not seen anywhere in the Omega line. This is basically the size of the largest Breitling, and as far as I know, Omega has not made a single watch that has even come close to this case size. The XXL actually was started in 2003 on the Railmaster line. I believe it was one of the reintroduced Railmasters, sort of bringing back this storied line, one of the original trilogy of Omega Professional Series watches. The main difference here is it came back with a manual winding movement, still anti-magnetic as would be expected from the Railmaster line, but with a massive 49.2 millimeter case, only available in steel and only available in the sort of teak pattern pinstripe dial. They discontinued that after several years and then immediately brought back this 49.2 millimeter case in the Aqua Terra line. And this fantastic rose gold edition is the one that we have right here. It is, again, in incredible condition, and this one is in all 18 karat rose or sedna gold, as Omega calls it. And it does have the traditional teak pattern dial of the Aqua Terra. So while this is a very unique Aqua Terra and a bit jarring to look at just due to the sheer size of it, this is still very much a tried and true Aqua Terra. It is water resistant to 150 meters, just like anything else in that line is. And while I can't really imagine this being a watch that you would dive in, it definitely holds up to it and checks all the boxes and makes all the same, or matches all the same specs as any other Aqua Terra you could reasonably expect to own. Another interesting thing about this is not only the sheer diameter of the case, but the thickness as well. This does have a coaxial manual winding, or not coaxial, but a manual winding movement here with the small seconds hands at 6 o'clock. And the fact that this lacks the oscillating weight or the rotor does make it a very thin case shape as well. That's something that's definitely going to put it apart. And I find it a little bit odd, sort of gives it like a flat dinner plate kind of look. It would almost wonder why Omega didn't behoove themselves to just lean into making a massive watch with a big old thick case as well. But this is actually a very slim, sort of dressy watch, which is keeping in line with the Aqua Terra itself, and definitely similar to the Railmaster being sort of the train conductor's watch. This definitely seems like the boat captain's watch. It's definitely big enough for you to see what time it is, no matter how rough the seas may be at any given time. And I also do think the separate seconds hand here at 6 o'clock makes it incredibly legible too. On the back, you do have this beautiful exhibition case back displaying the manual winding movement. And again, at 49 millimeters across, there's a lot of movement to look at. It is beautiful. We do have the hairspring here in incredible detail. And of course, the Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra and the dive or the pressure rating depth engraved on the back as well. This has an incredible looking, this is an actual leather strap here, but it is a very well-made leather strap that sort of has a very tough sort of exterior, and this beautiful red pinstripe, or red stitching, I should say, on the other side gives it an excellent look, and it really does give it a sort of a sporty sort of detail that, I don't know. This is a real watch of contradictions. It's rose gold, it's a thin, dressy shape, but my God, it's massive and it has such an incredibly sporty band. And I'll say this is going to be an incredibly divisive watch. This is not going to be for everyone. I mean, heck, nobody with the size of my hands could pull off a case like this. But the fact of the matter is, if you are looking for a very big modern watch, possibly one that's, I don't know, a little ahead of its time in terms of size, you're not going to get anything else like this in the Omega line. And frankly, I don't know anyone else making a watch of this size that looks this good. This is a very clean looking watch. It's not leaning into being a massively oversized pilot's watch. It's a very dressy, precious metal rose gold diver, just with a very large ostentatious size. And if that sounds like you, this is one of the few opportunities you're going to get a watch like that. So I would not pass up on the opportunity, because this is not something that that is very readily available, or is something that I see in circulation a lot. The fact of the matter is, Omega didn't make this watch for a very long time because it was not their most popular watch by any means, but it is one that's getting a lot more attention now, again, just because of what a niche audience it would attract. So if that sounds like you need to check this watch out. You need to get it on your wrist before it gets away. And if it's not, don't worry. We've got thousands of others. So like and subscribe to our channel so you can find out what new stuff we're bringing in every single day. And of course, shoot us an email, give us a call, or just check out the website. We've got thousands of items for sale at SwissWatchExpo.com.